Darien told Helmut that it is time for him to leave. Helmut was shocked to hear this. He told Darien that he is not yet strong enough to go outside. Darien told Helmut that he will not be able to pass through the divine barrier if his seed of darkness continues to grow. He asked Helmut to listen to him carefully. He told Helmut that the human world is on the south side of the Forest of Roots. He told Helmut that he has to pass through the divine barrier to reach the human world. He revealed to Helmut that there is a weak spot in the divine barrier which may allow him to pass and enter the human world. He told Helmut that he will be able to pass through if he can withstand the weakened barrier. Helmut asked Darien for the location of the barrier. Darien told Helmut that he does not know where the weakened barrier is. He told Helmut that he was never interested in finding it. He told Helmut that Erugo, who leads the human farm, is the only person who knows the location of the weakened barrier. Helmut was shocked to hear this. He remembered how scary and powerful Manhwa was. He was surprised to hear that Erugo knew the location of the weakened barrier. Darien told Helmut that he will experience countless things once he steps into the human world. He knew that Helmut would see these things as exciting and outstanding. He told Helmut that tragedy can strike any time. He told Helmut that he cannot stop tragedy by having his guard up, and he cannot avoid it. He told Helmut that in his time of pain, he will experience frustration and despair, and he may even want to reach out to the darkness within him. Darien placed his hand on Helmut's shoulder and begged him to not lose himself any time he feels lost. After saying this to Helmut, Darien asked Helmut if he has any questions for him. Upon seeing how Darien was speaking, Helmut asked Darien if he has no intentions of leaving the forest. Darien coughed and told Helmut that he has no interest at all. After saying this, he told Helmut that he wants to take a nap. He told Helmut that he has something for him. He asked Helmut to visit him in the morning. He turned around and told Helmut that he wants to spend some time alone. Helmut did not know what was wrong with Darien, but he could sense that something was wrong with his master. At night, we see Helmut sitting by the riverside. Alaga comes to greet him. She noticed that Helmut was not happy despite getting close to his lifelong dream. Helmut told Alaga that he can finally leave the forest, but he is feeling complicated. He asked Alaga about why he is feeling so weird. Alaga was surprised to hear this. She told Helmut that the feelings he has is proof that he is slowly becoming human. The next morning, Helmut and Alaga went to visit Darien's cabin. When Helmut opened the door, he sees Darien sitting in a lotus position with a sword and bag in front of him. Helmut noticed that Darien's eyes were closed. He was terrified to see this. He called out for Darien, but Darien did not respond. Helmut already had a feeling that Darien was dying. After seeing Darien's body, Helmut realized that it is time for him to leave the forest. He picked up the bag and sword which Darien left for him. He looked at Darien's body and told Darien that he will always remember him. Helmut was completely heartbroken that his master, who was like a father to him, had passed away. He put himself together and stepped out of the cabin. Alaga was not surprised to see that Darien had passed away. Helmut asked her if she already knew about it. Alaga told him that Darien already told her that he was dying. Alaga noticed the sad expression on Helmut's face. She told Helmut to not be sad. She told him that Darien lived and died as his lifespan dictated. She asked Helmut to not feel guilty about Darien's death. Alaga decided to give Helmut a package to cheer him up. She told him that the package came with him when he entered the forest. When Helmut untied the cloth, he saw a gold necklace inside. Alaga told Helmut that the necklace is made of raw gold, which is a rare metal. She told Helmut that he must be a child of a noble family. When Helmut opened the necklace, he saw a message inside. The message was written by Margaret Freen. In the message, Margaret prayed that there will be light in Helmut's path. Alaga asked Helmut if Margaret is the leader of his family. Helmut told Alaga that Margaret is probably his mother. Alaga told Helmut to find Margaret once he arrives in the human world. Alaga told Helmut that Naho is in hibernation, so he won't sense it if he enters his territory. The only way for him to wake up is if there is a huge commotion. Alaga told Helmut that she cannot enter Naho's territory because he will sense her. Helmut told her not to worry about it. He told her that he can handle it by himself. He picked up his bag and began to walk. As he walked forward, he told Alaga to live long. Alaga smiled when she heard this. She asked Helmut to take care of himself. The scene shifts and we see Erugo moving around the farm. He steps into a room and used his magic to lit a candle. The moment he lit the candle, Helmut came out of hiding and put a sword to Erugo's neck. Black magic is an evil power that can make a weak mage strong. Among numerous mage, there are people who cross the boundaries that they are not meant to in order to get strong magic and power. Erugo was a mage that was always envious and jealous of others. He dreamt of becoming the strongest mage, but he chose the path of black magic because he felt that he was not talented enough. In order for Erugo to accomplish his goals, the dark emotions of humans were needed. Erugo got these emotions via activities like human trafficking and kidnapping. The suffering and fears that came out of his materials made Erugo more evil and powerful, however, because of a certain mage's pursuit. Erugo's atrocities were exposed to the world. Erugo was captured and sentenced to death or exile. Because Erugo did not want to be executed immediately, he chose to be exiled to the Forest of Roots. Eventually he met Naho in the forest. Erugo got Naho's permission to stay within his territory in return for sacrifices. Erugo used his magic to gather all the humans in the forest. After that, the humans submitted themselves to Naho so that they would not die immediately. That was how the human farm was created. Erugo became the king of the farm while the other humans were treated as mere livestock. Naho never interfered in Erugo's work as long as he got his sacrifices. Due to this, Erugo became ambitious again. The only time Erugo was ever worried was winter season because the surrounding demonic beasts attack the farm anytime Naho goes into hibernation. Despite his challenges, Erugo really enjoyed his new life. The scene shifts and we are taken back to Erugo and Helmut. Erugo asked Helmut about what he wants. Helmut asked him to give him the method to leave the forest. Erugo was surprised to hear this. He called Helmut a nasty brat. He asked Helmut if he is Darien's disciple. Helmut did not answer him. He asked Erugo to tell him the way out of the forest. Erugo did not see a reason to fulfill Helmut's wish. Helmut moved his sword closer to Erugo's neck and gave Erugo a small cut. Helmut told Erugo to answer him if he does not want to die. Erugo told Helmut that Naho will wake up if he dies and he will kill Helmut. Erugo asked Helmut if he can take on Naho. Helmut told him that it does not matter. He told Erugo that nobody will be able to revive him if he dies. Erugo was shocked to hear this. He told Helmut to not be reckless. He told Helmut that he's the only one who knows how to get out of the forest. Helmut told Erugo to stop lying. Darien had told Helmut that mages like to record what they do. Helmut knew that he could find the book he wants if he simply looks around. He told Erugo that he only asked him to make the work easier. Erugo was shocked to hear this. He realized that Helmut was not joking around. He accepted Helmut's wish. The scene shifts and we see Helmut and Erugo going down a stairs. Erugo asked Helmut for his name. Helmut told him to mind his own business. Erugo told Helmut that the method he wants to use has never been done before and it is only possible in theory. Erugo told Helmut that this method might be good for someone as powerful as Darien, due to the fact that Helmut was alone. Erugo deduced that Darien wants to stay in the forest. He asked Helmut about what Darien is doing. Helmut did not answer him. Thanks to the fact that Helmut did not respond to him, he realized that Darien is dead. Erugo brought out the book which contained the method. Helmut asked him to hand over the book to him. Erugo offered Helmut the position of his successor. Helmut believed that Erugo was saying nonsense, with a smile on his face. Erugo told Helmut that everyone in the farm is weak. He believed that Helmut was worthy of the position because he is Darien's disciple. Helmut put his sword on Erugo's neck and asked him to stop saying nonsense. Helmut told Erugo that he will make it out of the forest. Erugo told Helmut that he found the book in a mage's hideout before he settled down in the forest. The mage talked about how one could use stealth magic to escape. Unfortunately for the mage, he was not able to escape from the forest. According to the book, there is a huge waterfall at the southern end of the forest. The water and the demonic energy weakened the divine energy of the place. Erugo told Helmut that he will be able to pass the weakened barrier. He told Helmut that while the divine energy is weakened, it is still a very powerful magic that will crush anyone that has the seed of darkness. Upon hearing what Erugo said, Helmut put his sword back and told Erugo that he will spare his life. Helmut did not like Erugo at all. He wanted to kill Erugo, but he remembered what Darien told him. Darien told Helmut to value all life. He told Helmut that he only survived thanks to Alaga's kindness. Helmut punched Erugo in the stomach and knocked him out. After tying Erugo up, Helmut woke him by pressing his pressure points. Helmut told him to not do anything. He assured Erugo that he will be released later. Erugo noticed that he could not activate his magic. He called Helmut an arrogant bastard and asked him if he really believes that he will make it out of the forest. With a smile on his face, Helmut told him that he will make it out of the forest. After Helmut left, Erugo forcefully activated his magic. He said that he will crush Helmut's confidence into tiny bits. He activated his magic and screamed Naho's name. The ground began to tremble and Naho came out of it. Naho asked Erugo if he summoned him for no reason. Irugo told Naho that Darien has died. He told Naho that Darien's disciple is in his territory. Naho was extremely happy to hear this. He believed that he was given an opportunity to get rid of everything he hates. He passed through the wall and began to chase after Helmut. Irugo was happy to see Naho going after Helmut. With a crazy smile on his face, Irugo said that Helmut will pay for treating him so badly. The scene shifts and we see Helmut running in the forest. While running, Helmut wonders if he should have just killed Irugo. Helmut noticed that the beasts of the forest were running next to him without taking a glance at him. Helmut realized that the demonic beasts were afraid of something. Helmut felt a horrifying presence approaching him. He realized that he needs to run faster. After running for a while, Helmut stops to see how far he had gotten. Helmut was still in Naho's territory, but he believed that he had gotten far away from the farm. When Helmut looked up, he noticed that everywhere was engulfed by demonic energy. While checking his surroundings, Helmut feels something terrifying in the air. Helmut quickly placed his hand on his sword and took a stance. Before Helmut could make a move, Naho appeared in front of him. Naho welcomed Helmut to his territory. He told Helmut that he always knew that he would return to his territory. He told Helmut that he cannot just let him leave. Helmut told him that he will leave after he kills him. Naho laughed when he heard this. He was surprised to see that Helmut was more confident than before. He told Helmut that he cannot defeat him. He told Helmut that he should not resist him. Immediately he said this, he rushed to attack Helmut with his head. The attack created a large explosion. Helmut was able to dodge the attack, but he could not see Naho because everywhere was covered in dust, while the dust was in the air. Naho commended Helmut on dodging his attack. When the dust cleared up, Naho had used his body to surround Helmut. With a horrifying look on his face, he asked Helmut to keep struggling. Helmut was overwhelmed by Naho's demonic energy. He quickly calmed himself. He told himself that he will get an opportunity to strike Naho. While Helmut was calming himself, Naho used the opportunity to amass a large amount of energy. He attacked Helmut with this energy. Helmut was able to dodge the attack. He realized that he finally had an opportunity to attack Naho. One of Naho's head tried to swallow Helmut as he got close. Helmut dodged the attack and used the head to climb Naho's body. Helmut knew that he could not cut Naho's body easily thanks to Naho's demonic energy. But he was certain that Naho would have a weak spot which this can penetrate. Helmut decided to cut Naho's eyes. Naho began to scream in pain when he felt the attack. Helmut knew that his attack was not enough to take Naho down. He knew that his attack could only stall Naho for some time. He wanted to fight Naho, but he knew that he would die if he continues to fight with the vis he has left. As Helmut was running away, we see Naho screaming at his injured head. Helmut knew that he had to get away from Naho's territory while he is distracted. Before Helmut could get away, Naho removed his own head and ate it. Helmut was horrified to see this. After eating his own head, Naho rushed to attack Helmut. Helmut tried to block the attack, but he was overwhelmed by Naho's strength. After getting pushed back by Naho, Helmut quickly hid himself. Naho was annoyed to see this. He could not find Helmut easily because he had lost his other head. He told Helmut to come out of hiding. The scene shifts and we see Helmut trying to catch his breath behind a tree. Helmut knew that Naho was strong, but he never expected that it would be so difficult for him to fight Naho. He could not believe that he was only able to cut Naho's eyes. He used his sword to pick himself up and decided to escape while Naho was still confused. Before Helmut could take a step, he feels a large amount of demonic energy coming towards him. Naho was releasing his demonic energy in order to sense the living things in the area. He smiled when he found the spot which Helmut was hiding in. He told Helmut that he cannot hide from him in the forest. He quickly rushed to attack Helmut with his head. Helmut grit his teeth and told himself that he will not die in such a place. Helmut was about to attack Naho when he saw something shocking. Alaga had come to rescue him. Naho smiled when he saw Alaga. He welcomed her to his territory. Guys, we have come to the end of our video. If you guys want part 3 of this video, let me know in the comments section. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button for more recaps. See you guys later.